In the heart of a freezing January when snow blankets the ground and temperatures plummet, fresh greens seem like a distant summer dream for most people. Grocery stores stock shelves with imported lettuce, tomatoes, and spinach, flown or trucked thousands of miles, often harvested unripe and losing nutrients en route. Subscribe and comment for more ancient videos. Thanks for help us. Yet history shows this isn't inevitable. For centuries, clever gardeners produced crisp, nutrient-rich vegetables through the coldest months using nothing more than biology, simple structures, and abundant natural resources. The story begins in 19th century Paris, where urban market gardeners, known as Maraîchers, fed a growing city with fresh produce all year. In the 1840s, 1850s, over 1,000 small plots inside city walls used decomposing horse manure to generate heat under glass covers, defying winter without any fuel. This system, called hotbeds or hot manure beds, allowed lettuce in January, radishes soon after, and early cucumbers by spring. It was efficient, local, and sustainable, relying on the city's horse-drawn transport for a steady supply of fresh manure. Today, the same principles thrive in modern revivals. Farmers in harsh climates like Maine grow spinach and carrots at 8 degrees in unheated tunnels with near-zero energy costs. The contrast with industrial food systems is stark. Long-distance shipping depletes vitamins, heated greenhouses burn fossil fuels, and carbon footprints soar. But nature's heat from decomposition remains free and effective. Walk into any supermarket in winter. The produce aisle bursts with color, bright tomatoes, crisp peppers, vibrant lettuce. It appears abundant and fresh but looks deceive. Most isn't local or seasonal. In the U.S., fresh vegetables travel an average of 1,500 miles from farm to plate, with lettuce often covering 2,000 plus miles from California or Arizona fields to northern states. This journey harms quality. Nutrients degrade rapidly post-harvest. Spinach can lose up to 90% of its vitamin C in 24 hours, if not handled ideally. Studies show vegetables lose 15 to 55% of vitamin C in a week under refrigeration, with green beans dropping 77% in 7 days. Mature spinach loses about 80% after 3 days of storage, while baby spinach fares slightly better at 25 to 45%. Folate and other water-soluble vitamins fade too. You're often eating the memory of nutritious food, not the real thing. Beyond nutrition, the environmental toll is heavy. Commercial greenhouses in cold regions burn propane or natural gas to maintain warmth. A standard 30x96-foot greenhouse might need 170,000 BTUs per hour when outdoor temperatures hover around 30 degrees Celsius, costing over $100 daily in fuel. Research from the University of Southern Denmark shows heated greenhouse tomatoes emit 5 to 10 times more CO2 than field-grown ones. A Canadian comparison found Ontario heated greenhouses had higher footprints than Mexican field tomatoes shipped 3,800 kilometers. Imports have surged, from 20% of U.S. fresh vegetable supply in 2007 to 35% in 2023. The system relies on trucks, planes, and energy-intensive heating. Disruptions, fuel prices, weather, or supply chains reveal fragility. Local low-energy methods offer resilience. The Parisian system peaked in the mid-1800s but drew from earlier traditions. By 1844, Maraîchers farmed about 1,500 acres, 6% of Paris land, using 460,000 glass lights, cold frames, and millions of bell jars, cloches. Manuel pratique de la culture maraîchère, 1845, detailed the process. Fresh horse manure mixed with straw, packed 10 to 13 inches deep, topped with 6 to 8 inches of soil, covered in glass. Manure came from city stables. Horses powered transport, providing endless, free fuel. Beds heated to 125 to 170 degrees Celsius internally through bacterial decomposition, lasting 6 to 8 weeks per fill. Glass-trapped solar gain, up to 30 degrees above outdoor air on sunny days, and slowed nighttime loss. Stone walls added thermal mass, absorbing daytime heat and releasing it slowly. Crops rotated intensively, 8 to 9 successions yearly. Winter started with hardy greens, spring brought early fruits. This fed Paris affordably, with produce picked ripe and sold same day. Roots traced to medieval times. Charlemagne's 800 AD Capitular de Villas mandated estates grow dozens of vegetables, herbs, and fruits. The 820 AD plan of St. Gall showed organized monastery gardens, feeding communities year-round. Hotbeds evolved from these, using manure piles as heaters. Decomposition generates heat via microbial metabolism. Fresh horse manure, rich in bacteria, breaks down sugars, starches, and cellulose. Early mesophilic bacteria raise temperatures quickly to 113 degrees within days. Thermophilic species, Bacillus thermus, then dominate, pushing cores to 125–170 degrees. Optimal mix, 30.1, carbon to nitrogen ratio. Straw bedding provides carbon, manure nitrogen. Too much nitrogen overheats, too little underperforms. Moisture and oxygen fuel the process, turn occasionally if needed, but hotbeds stay static. Glass poly covers create a microclimate, passive solar heating plus insulation. Soil stays warmer than air, earth insulates below. Cold hardy plants thrive, kale, spinach, carrots sweeten in cold via sugar accumulation. Raffinose oligosaccharides lower cell freezing point. Miner's lettuce survives, 30 degree low. Mâche and spinach handle 0 degree low. One glass layer moves them south. Row covers add protection to 20 degree low. Post-WW, cheap fossil fuels made heated greenhouses viable. Centralized production in warm regions, standardized supply. Cars replaced horses, ending manure supply. Urban expansion erased Paris gardens. Industrial priorities favored scale over locality. Hotbeds require hands-on knowledge, daily management, seasonal adaptation, antithetical to franchised agribusiness. But revival grows. In 1974, Eliot Coleman visited Paris survivor Louis Savier, bringing techniques to Four-Season Farm in Maine, Zone 5. Using unheated high tunnels and row covers, they grow spinach, lettuce, carrots, scallions through harsh winters. Annual revenue from 1.5 acres, $165,000 plus. University of New Hampshire studies confirm. Plants survive, 8-degree fires with secondary covers. Overwintered onions achieve 65–100% survival. Jean-Martin Fortier in Quebec, the market gardener, uses protected spaces for winter yields feeding families. Bec Hallow Farm in Normandy revived 19th century methods, producing 18x revenue per square meter versus conventional organic. Modern adaptations, unheated polytunnels, low tunnels, row covers. No manure needed in milder setups. Focus on hardy crops and passive protection. You don't need vast land. A backyard hotbed costs under $100 and yields fresh greens November-March. First, construct a cold frame, a bottomless wooden box, 4 or 8 feet common, with a sloped lid. The back should be 18 inches high, the front 12 inches, facing south. You can use scrap lumber, old windows, or buy pre-made ones, which cost $100–200. Polycarbonate lasts longer. Next, dig a pit. Excavate 18 inches deep inside the frame. Remember to save the topsoil. Then, fill with manure. Source fresh, less than 6 weeks old, horse manure plus straw bedding, often free from stables. Pack it 10–13 inches deep, firmly. The carbon to nitrogen ratio is naturally around 30–1. Heat starts in 24–48 hours. You'll even see steam rise. Add a soil layer. After 3 to 5 days, when peak heat passes and temperatures drop to about 75 degrees Fahrenheit, spread the reserved topsoil 6 to 8 inches deep. Be sure to use a thermometer. Avoid early planting, as hot soil cooks seeds. Now plant hardy varieties like spinach, which survives 0 degrees Fahrenheit when rooted, mâche, kale, carrots, planted late summer, radishes, ready in 30 days, and miner's lettuce, which endures -30 degrees Fahrenheit. Avoid delicate plants like tomatoes or peppers. Finally, manage. Vent the hotbed on sunny days to prevent overheating, but close it at night. Use a blanket or straw mat for extreme cold. Harvest as needed, focusing on smaller, nutrient-dense leaves. In the first year, expect modest salads. Year 2 and beyond, anticipate a steady supply. This offers hundreds in annual cost savings versus store greens, plus superior taste and nutrition. This isn't primitive. It's sophisticated biology. Bacteria provide heat. Glass traps solar energy. Earth insulates. Plants adapt. No fuel dependency. Modern alternatives: heated greenhouses, high CO2, shipping, nutrient loss, emissions. Hotbeds, local methods cut both. Challenges: manure access, urban stables rare, labor. Solutions: compost alternatives, community sourcing, polytunnels. The physics endures. Bacteria decompose, glass insulates, hardy crops thrive. We forgot efficient, local systems for profitable dependency. Revive them, build a frame, source manure, plant hardy greens. Fresh winter food becomes reality, not luxury.